Hi everybody, welcome back. So I've just done a little video and I just wanted to explain to you about the video that you're about to see. What I've done is we're doing florals today, and we've done them with splatters. We've done them with, I've used Indian ink like this. Just bought some Indian ink. Well, I've not just recently bought it, it's an old one. In fact, it's calligraphy ink. It's a Winsor & Newton one. So I've literally just got an old chopstick, dipped it in it and flicked it about. I'd wet the page and flicked it, and one thing another. Had a wonderful time. Just created through play. I've scribbled all over the page, and then I've used alcohol inks as well. I've used watercolour. And look what it's created. I've taped off the sides all the way around with masking tape. And then what I've done is I've just added layers and layers. So I started off with scribbles. You'll see in the video how I've built it all up. I've done alcohol ink splatters. Normally you would use alcohol inks on a porous area, but I wanted mine to actually sink into this. I've also done splatters, like I've said, with literally just with watercolors. I've used reds and yellows and all sorts of colours. Here's the palette, literally. Yeah, I've just done it on some perspex. Nothing spectacular. I don't do things that are, to plan. I don't plan things out like and think, I've got to do it like this, I've got to follow the rules. I only have principles. I don't ever have rules. So so I've made the darker areas at the bottom here, and then I've followed it all through. I've scribbled, I've put lines on, but in between, the secret that I've done in between to create all these lovely white spatial areas are, let me just pop the book down, is just masking fluid. Right, you can pick this up on Amazon. I got this from the range I'm over in the UK, for those of you who don't know, and it's not very expensive, so I bought two because I use it a lot. A friend put me on it. She reminded me. She didn't actually put me onto it, but Jane put me reminded me back about it all and everything. I thought, of course, yes. I'm really struggling at this moment in time in my art to create space, and to me, space is very, very important, because if it's just all so crowded that you can't enjoy it, people just look at your work and they just think, oh, what is wrong with that work? It's crowded, it's busy, and excuse me. There's nothing wrong with busy and crowded, but when you're trying to create a little bit more space, this is the perfect way to do it. So you just literally splatter it on with whatever you want. I used a cotton bud actually, splattered it on everywhere, and I smeared it everywhere where I thought I would like a gap, but didn't think about it too much. But I did think about putting them a little bit higher up. And then when I go over with splatters and smudging and smearing and I even used a palette knife for this on watercolours. Don't forget, I'm a mixed media artist, so it's really nice to just explain, to experiment and to have fun. My teacher is Louise Fletcher, for those of you who don't know, and she's a big believer in having fun. If you don't have fun and play with your art, when are you going to have fun? If you don't have fun at the beginning of your picture, as you go on, your work usually tightens up. So if you're having fun at the beginning, why not carry on having fun? You don't have to think about composition and contrast and things when you're first starting off. Just get it all on that page. And if you put a border all the way around the edge, mine's just only in my little sketchbook, my normal sketchbook. But if you put that border on all the way around, there's no reason why you can't, and why you can't do as many splatters, smears, and so it's all about mark making. All these flowers are mark making. So I want you to go and have fun. Get a large sheet of paper. If you're doing it on a large sheet of paper, Perhaps you should gesso it. I've got another video that I've done in the past, if you look back through, and it's called I think it's called Don't Make a Big Deal About Gessoing, and you don't need to. So you slap some gesso on some thick watercolour paper, about 300 grams, big sheet if you're wanting to go big. Let it dry and then tape off around the edge, just like I have done around this border here. I'll just do a small picture here. And then you can use your acrylics, you can use whatever you want. You can just on a plain page in a book, but if you're wanting to sell your work, then you will need to be able to go, and you want to go bigger and things like that. You want to layer up more and more. The thicker your paper, the better, and you won't get all that bellowing about and it going all funny and things. So just so both sides, or just one side, and if it feels okay, then and then when it's dry, tape it off around the edge and then have a go. Take it outside and throw everything at it, and that's what I'm going to do this weekend. I'll film myself doing. I'm going into the woods, weather permitting. It is nice and sunny today actually, but we seem to be having a rainy day and a sunny day and a rainy day. So I'm going to take all my tools and mark making and just go down there and mark make and enjoy, because to get that feeling of the woods and the meadows, and daisies are out everywhere and bluebells are all throughout the woods. In fact, the bluebells are coming to an end now, and this is what we want. We want to get that feeling around us, and then you memorize the smells, you memorize the feeling that you had when you were sat there and you was doing this. And even if you just go down there and you scribble all over your page and then you just sit there all morning and have a cup of tea, it doesn't matter. You're getting out in the fresh air and you're enjoying it. You've seen me do it quite a few times, and I'd like to do more mark making like this, because at the end of the day, all that these flowers were in this book here, what the end picture here is mark making. I have not sat and drawn any of the flowers until right till the very end, where they were. So if it was a light area, I just went round literally with a permanent marker, a flower like that. And if it was a dark area, I did it with a white gel pen. So it's so easy to do. But the secret of all these gaps, without worrying, is the spirit gum, or masking fluid as you can call it. I'll show you another picture that I did like this method, and there's one here, look, and you see how his coat comes down like that. I absolutely covered this area in just paint on top of fluid, masking fluid, and all that I did, instead of splattering it on, I stroked it on like in the third direction. I dried the masking fluid and then I popped on all my inks, my watercolours and everything else. Oh, hi Peckety. And then I dried it all off, and then I rubbed it off, and that's the effect that it's given it, and it's beautiful, and you can use it in so many things. So it's worth it to have a go. Have fun, try out new things. I've even used a palette knife here in this picture with watercolor paint. Can you believe that? As long as you can dab it in, and it will still smear, and it's given it a lovely look. So even the scribbles and everything, and that's a perfect abstract painting. It took me 10 minutes to do in real time, and about 2 minutes to do in time lapse for you to see, and there's the finished product, and I love it. One thing else I'd like to say to you as well, because then you take off your masking tape and it's all done, isn't it, and it's all clean, and you've got your clean areas. If you want to sell these, go ahead, people love them. You'll do them in such beautiful colours going up like this, or coming in, or you can do them from the top and do them however. I do lots of ones where I've actually covered the whole picture. Don't think I've got one at hand to show you, in just all colours. and left the gaps. Actually didn't use masking fluid. I don't always use it, and it was wonderful. So, you know, just have a go. It's great fun, and watch this video afterwards and tell me what you think. And but if you're going to do all your splatters and all that, like, you really need to do it outside, because unless you've got a big studio where it doesn't matter if you can get stuff everywhere. Because really, I'd like to have been splattering some really heavy black ink, but I didn't dare, not in here, because although it's a little studio, I still got to look after my carpet. But if I really wanted to do it, I would have just put plastic down on the floor everywhere and just done it. But so there we go. So without further ado, enjoy the little video and then have a go. If you want to show them me or anything, pop over to Susie's Art on Facebook and post them onto there. You know, I'll have to accept you as a friend, and if you come across though, and you can have a look, or you post them onto Instagram. You know, let's have a look what you've been doing. It would be great to see what you create. So enjoy.